Oh, sweetheart, people have such pretty notions about Appalachia. They imagine it's a step back in time, smiling old grandmas in their kitchens, baking something warm or stitching a quilt by lamplight. And Lord knows, I once held that same picture close to my heart. Growing up deep in South Carolina, I used to hearken back to memories of my own great-grands, the smell of her kitchen, the whisper of her needle through cloth. I thought buying a little farm up in these mountains would be the closest a soul could get to heaven without meeting the Lord himself. But real Appalachia isn't smiling old grandmas. It's corrupt cops and crime and a kind of living nightmare that can make each day feel a little less worth facing. After 6 long years tucked deep in the Kentucky mountains, that thin veil of hope, that sweet dream I once carried, has been torn away, and what's settled in its place is a heavy loss of faith in humankind and in the world I thought I knew. I've watched folks cry out for help to officers who never cared. I've seen lives stolen, not just in death, but in the slow, grinding destruction left behind by others' cruelty. There's a man I think about often, struggling to find his footing again after nearly dying in a wreck so awful it near broke him in half. He lost his will not because he didn't want to go on, but because no one around him treated his life like it mattered. The sheriff shrugged at him when he begged for justice, and that deputy, Lord help us, the one who never came when squatters were on his land in the dead of night, hurting and tormenting him as he cried out for help. Real Appalachia can be vile, filthy, and heartbreakingly corrupt. And the poverty here, it isn't because folks don't work or don't want to, it's because so many simply don't care, don't have the basic couth or kindness a community needs to grow. Money gets thrown at the problems, yes, but it's wasted. Building parks and painting pretty things for tourists won't fix the pain at the heart of these hills, because the same people who don't care are still right there at the center of it all. And when those parks stay empty, when tourists don't come, they turn into sad little reminders of hopes that never bloomed. Then the sheriff grows bolder in his corruption, and the ones who think they're above the law, well, they only dig their heels in deeper. It spreads bit by bit through a town until the town itself starts dying. The few who do care, the ones with goodness and couth in their bones, they pack up and leave, and each one who goes makes room for those who'd rather pull a place down than lift it up. Before long, what's left is just a mark on a map, a statistic in some report about the poorest regions in America. And that, darling, that is real Appalachia.